My beloved child, the night is heavy with whispers, and a shadow presses close to your soul. You've sensed it for days, something hidden, something trembling beneath the surface, waiting to burst open like thunder striking the earth. Tonight, the silence breaks, and the secret about your son can no longer remain buried. The truth has been circling you like a storm, brushing past your ears in hushed voices, in fragments of conversations, in looks that lasted too long. You thought it was your imagination, but it wasn't. Every strange pause, every unfinished sentence, every quick glance held one meaning: someone has been guarding a revelation too powerful to ignore. This is not a secret of small weight, this is the kind that changes bloodlines, shatters illusions, and turns the world you thought you knew upside down. The secret is connected to your son, and once it unfolds, nothing in your life will ever be the same again. The walls around you already feel different, the air charged with the heaviness of destiny. Someone close tried to shield you, to delay this moment, but they could not hold it back forever. Tonight, it comes rushing to you like a river breaking its dam. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The story begins in shadows, in the corners of places you never thought to look. Your son has been carrying something in silence, a truth that grew heavier each day, pressing against his spirit. He wanted to tell you, but fear wrapped around him like chains, holding his tongue hostage. Those chains weren't forged by him alone, they were placed there by others. People who knew that the moment you found out, everything would change. People who feared your strength, your reaction, your love that could tear down the lies they built. Every late night you stayed awake, wondering why he was distant, why his eyes looked away from yours, why he avoided certain topics. Those were not accidents. They were pieces of the secret slipping through the cracks, begging you to notice. And now you must know, the secret is not just about what he has done, but what has been done to him. Something that marks him, shapes him, something that ties him to a fate you never expected. Type Amen to get blessing 444. It began quietly, years ago, when you thought life was ordinary, when every detail felt like routine. But behind that routine, someone else was pulling strings, weaving a story you were never meant to discover. And at the center of it stood your son. He was chosen for reasons you could not have guessed. The choices made around him weren't random, they were deliberate. Someone saw in him a power, a light, a path they could use for their own gain. This is why doors opened strangely in his life, why accidents seemed to twist into opportunities, why setbacks never felt entirely like coincidences. The unseen hands were shaping him, molding him, trying to turn him into something that served their design. But your son, though silent, was not blind. He knew something was wrong. He carried it in his heart, like a fire he couldn't extinguish, like a burden he couldn't share. And it has been burning him slowly, waiting for this moment when you finally learn the truth. Type Amen to get blessing 555. This secret will break illusions you've clung to for years. It will show you that not every smile was pure, not every gesture was honest, not every person in your circle was who they pretended to be. Your son became the keeper of this truth not by choice, but by circumstance. It was forced upon him, hidden in documents, whispers, exchanges you never witnessed. The people who should have protected him instead chose silence, because silence benefited them. You always thought you were the one shielding him, but in reality, he has been shielding you. He carried the pain, the guilt, the weight, so you would not feel shattered. But the cracks in him grew deeper with every passing day. The biggest secret about your son is not just about what happened in the past, it is about what is coming in the future. A future already written in hidden ink, one that connects to your blood, your family, and your destiny in ways you have never imagined. Type Amen to get blessing 666. The whispers never stopped circling, and the shadows never loosened their grip. Your son walked through each day carrying the invisible chains, smiling on the outside while storms raged inside. You thought you saw everything, but the secret was always one step ahead, always hiding behind closed doors. There were signs, subtle, delicate, almost ghostly, that tried to warn you. A strange phone call in the middle of the night. A letter quickly hidden before you could see. A look in his eyes when he thought you weren't watching. Each clue pointed to the truth that now stands ready to strike. The silence has been protecting him, but the silence has also been killing him slowly. He knew one day this moment would come, that the walls would shatter and the truth would stand naked in the open. That day is no longer tomorrow, it is now. You will see that what happened was never by accident, never coincidence, never fate alone. It was carefully arranged, tightly controlled, designed to keep you in the dark while others moved in secrecy. And your son became their unwilling pawn. Type Amen to get blessing 777. He was never meant to know everything, but he was clever enough to sense it. He noticed the inconsistencies, the changes, the way people whispered when he left the room. He asked questions, but every answer was polished, rehearsed, false. This web was woven so tightly that even you could not see it from the outside. But he has lived inside it all along, trapped in a maze that led him closer and closer to the secret. And yet, he did not want to break your heart, so he carried it alone. The weight grew unbearable, and you noticed it in the way he carried himself, the way his shoulders drooped, the way his laughter never reached his eyes. He wanted to scream the truth, but the fear of what it would do to you kept him silent. And now, the silence has ended. The doors are breaking open. The truth that was hidden in shadows is walking toward you, demanding to be seen, demanding to be felt, demanding to be acknowledged. Type Amen to get blessing 888. This truth begins with betrayal. Someone close, someone you thought loyal, someone who smiled at your table, this person placed him in the middle of a game without his consent. They signed papers, made deals, shifted pieces like a chessboard, and your son became the king they tried to control. The betrayal was quiet, wrapped in politeness, hidden under promises. But it was betrayal all the same. Every decision made without your knowledge, every secret locked away, was a knife driven into your trust. Your son has carried scars not visible to the eye. Scars of knowing he was used. Scars of realizing his own story was written by others. Scars of hearing truths that he could never speak aloud. And the moment you learn what has been hidden, your heart will race, your breath will stumble, because you will realize how deep the lie runs and how close it has always been. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The secret is tied not just to his life, but to yours. It is about bloodlines, inheritances, choices made long before he was born. A legacy that someone tried to erase, a fortune or power that was redirected, stolen, manipulated. You were meant to know, but every time you got close, the path was blocked. Conversations were interrupted, documents were sealed, witnesses vanished. The truth was always just out of reach. Your son has been carrying the knowledge that your name, your family, your entire foundation has been rewritten by hands that had no right to touch it. He knows the truth about who tried to erase you. He knows the truth about who tried to silence him. And he knows that now, it cannot stay hidden. The time has come for the curtain to fall, for the masks to be ripped away, for the secret to be shouted into the world. Type Amen to get blessing 111. The silence around you is heavy, almost suffocating, because the truth has been waiting to erupt like thunder. Your son has been standing at the edge of this revelation, trembling between fear and courage, knowing once it is spoken, there is no return. The chains that held this secret are breaking, and you are about to face a reality you never imagined. There were people who thought you would never discover it. They counted on your trust, your innocence, your loyalty. They underestimated the power of time, because time always exposes what is buried. The betrayal grew roots deep inside your family. It twisted itself around your son, leaving him torn between loyalty and truth. He did not ask for this burden, but it was forced into his hands. Every choice he made in silence, every step he took carefully, was to protect you from the storm. He thought he could endure it alone, but the storm grew too big, and now it has broken through the walls. Type Amen to get blessing 222. The secret begins with a name. A name that should have been erased, yet it keeps returning like a ghost. This name is tied to your son's existence, to his identity, to the foundation of your bloodline. Someone close to you changed things long ago, changed records, changed documents, changed the very truth of who belongs to whom. They thought you would never know. They thought the paper trail was destroyed. But your son found pieces of it. Letters hidden in drawers, whispers overheard, traces of money exchanged. He pieced together what others tried to burn away. And when he did, he knew this was bigger than himself. The truth is, your son is connected to more than just your home, your family, your life. His story is entangled with power, wealth, and betrayal that reaches far beyond what you see. Type Amen to get blessing 333. This is why people watched him closely, why strangers seemed interested in him for no reason. They were not random, they were keeping track, ensuring he never stepped out of the lines they drew for him. Your son has been living under surveillance, under eyes that pretended to be friendly but were calculating his every move. They wanted to ensure he never revealed what he knows, never spoke of what he discovered. He carried the fear of being silenced, of being trapped forever inside a secret not his own. He carried the guilt of thinking you would never forgive him if you knew. But forgiveness has nothing to do with this, because what happened to him was not his fault. It was the work of others, greedy, selfish, ruthless. Type Amen to get blessing 444. The truth connects back to your legacy, your blood, your very name. It is about inheritance stolen, power redirected, choices twisted in the dark. They thought they could steal the future, but they forgot, truth always returns. Your son knows the story they wanted buried forever. He knows about the signature forged. He knows about the deal made behind closed doors. He knows the person who smiled at you while stabbing your trust. And he knows that once you hear it, you will never look at your world the same way again. The mask of comfort will shatter, and the raw face of betrayal will stand in its place. This is the moment they feared, the moment you open your eyes fully and see what they tried so hard to hide. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The secret about your son is not weakness, it is strength. It shows he survived lies, manipulations, and betrayals meant to break him. It shows he carried the unbearable weight silently, just to protect you. But no secret can live forever. And this one, the biggest of all, has reached its breaking point. The truth will strike like lightning, unstoppable, uncontainable, undeniable. You may feel anger, grief, confusion, but you will also feel clarity. You will finally understand why things never added up, why you felt restless, why the pieces of your life never fully fit together. And when the truth is spoken, your son will finally be free, and so will you. Type Amen to get blessing 666. The silence is breaking, my beloved child, and the air around you is trembling with truth. Your son has been living between two worlds, the world you thought you knew, and the hidden one that was built in shadows behind your back. The moment has arrived when both worlds collide, and you cannot escape the force of it. This secret was never meant to reach you. It was planted like a seed in the dark, watered with lies, and guarded by those who feared what would happen if you ever found out. But the roots have grown too deep, and they have now broken through the surface. Your son is standing in the middle of this storm, carrying not only his own pain but also the legacy of deception that others forced upon him. He did not choose it, but it chose him. And now the truth has chosen you. Every memory you revisit will feel different after this. The things you once overlooked will shine in a new light. The puzzle pieces that never seemed to fit will suddenly lock together. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The truth begins with a betrayal buried in the past. Someone close altered everything, names, documents, even the story of where your son belongs. They did it quietly, thinking no one would ever trace the steps. But shadows always leave footprints, and your son found them. He carried this knowledge like a forbidden fire, burning his soul every day. He tried to hide it from you, but he could not erase it from his heart. Every time he looked into your eyes, he felt the weight of what he knew. He wondered if you would break when the truth was revealed. He wondered if you would hate him for not speaking sooner. But now, he cannot hide it anymore, and the truth will fall upon you like thunder rolling through your home. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The betrayal is deeper than you think. It is not only about lies but about power, wealth, and control. Your son became a pawn in a larger game, a game built by people you trusted. They thought they were clever, but they underestimated the strength of destiny. Destiny always reveals the cracks, always forces truth to surface. No matter how much they tried to bury it, your son became the key to unlocking it all. He knows now who changed the path of your bloodline. He knows who profited while you were left blind. He knows the truth about who sits in the shadows, smiling at your pain. And he knows the day has come when their masks must fall. Type Amen to get blessing 999. This secret has shaped every part of his life. It explains his silence, his distance, his struggles. It explains the pain you felt without ever knowing where it came from. Your son has lived with the burden of protecting you while destroying himself inside. He thought he was strong enough to carry it alone, but no one can carry a truth this heavy forever. The cracks are visible now. The exhaustion, the weight, the fear. He has been waiting for this moment not because he wanted it, but because it was inevitable. And tonight, the inevitable stands before you, unshakable, undeniable, unhidden. Type Amen to get blessing 111. The truth stretches beyond your walls. It is connected to people you know, people who pretended to care, people who smiled while hiding knives. They played their game carefully, but your son was never truly theirs to control. His spirit fought against them, even in silence. His heart refused to bend completely, even under their manipulation. That is why they feared him, why they tried harder to silence him, why they kept him under watch. But destiny has sided with him, and now with you. The veil is tearing apart, and once it falls, you will see everything as it truly is. You will see the names. You will see the faces. You will see the betrayal written clearly where once there was only fog. Type Amen to get blessing 222. The greatest secret about your son is not just the betrayal, it is his strength. They wanted him broken, but he endured. They wanted him silenced, but he waited. They wanted him erased, but he stands. This is why he was chosen. This is why the truth could never remain buried. He is the key not only to your pain but to your redemption. And when you finally hear it all, you will understand why nothing in your life made sense until now. The missing piece is your son, and the story he carries. The revelation is not just about him. It is about you, your name, your future, your blood. And once spoken, it will change everything you thought you knew. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The walls are trembling, my beloved child, as the last veil begins to fall. Every hidden detail, every locked drawer, every whispered lie is about to come into the open. The weight of years is shattering in this moment, and the secret about your son stands ready to break free. Your son was never ordinary, though they tried to make him feel small. From the very beginning, forces moved around him, some in the light, some in the shadows. They saw something in him that terrified them, something they wanted to control, something they feared would one day expose them. They tampered with his destiny. They tried to bend it, twist it, erase parts of it. They rewrote names, altered truths, and turned trust into deception. And all this time, your son carried the pieces without ever speaking them aloud. Now the pieces are here, in your hands, demanding to be seen, demanding to be felt, demanding to be embraced. Type Amen to get blessing 444. The truth is this: your son carries a bloodline that was never meant to be hidden. He is the heir to a legacy that others stole, a name that was erased, a fortune that was redirected. They thought burying the papers would bury the truth. They thought silencing voices would erase the past. But your son found it. In hidden letters. In secret conversations. In the way people panicked when he asked the wrong questions. He pieced together the story they feared most. He knows who forged the documents. He knows who pocketed what was never theirs. He knows who smiled at you while stripping away your future. And now, you will know too. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The biggest secret about your son is that he was never the victim they wanted him to be. They thought breaking him would keep him quiet, but instead it made him stronger. They thought hiding him in shadows would erase his light, but his light only grew. Every sacrifice he made, every silence he endured, every tear he swallowed, it was all to protect you. He carried pain so you would not crumble. He carried secrets so you would not drown. But carrying them nearly destroyed him, and he cannot carry them anymore. The burden is now shared, because the truth belongs not just to him but to you. And once you accept it, you will no longer walk blind. You will walk with fire in your hands. Type Amen to get blessing 666. This fire will consume the lies that were planted around your family. It will expose every false friend, every greedy hand, every hidden betrayer. It will show you who stood against you, and it will show you why. Your son is the key. He was always the key. Without him, you could not unlock the door. With him, the path ahead will open wide, and everything that was stolen will be revealed. You will see the names written in ink that never faded. You will see the signatures forged in greed. You will see the wealth, the power, the destiny that should have always been yours. And you will see the tears of those who thought they could deceive you forever. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The revelation is heavy, but it is also freedom. The chains that bound your soul